Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I want to talk about two things. The budget deal that was negotiated, the first time we've had a budget in years, okay? Which is supposed to make everybody feel really happy, all right? But of course, the reality is that it's not a compromise that everybody's trying to make it out to be, but instead what it is it's a total sellout to the right-wing zealots. And of course, all of these people are going to sit back and talk about how we didn't get what we wanted. In other words, we didn't get to fucking stab everybody in the motherfucking country in the fucking throat and rip their fucking guts out. Because that's exactly what they're doing. Let's look at some of the highlights, okay? This is from Alternet, okay? A cruel, irresponsible, and dysfunctional budget deal. Let's see. The agreement breaks through the recent dysfunction to prevent another government shutdown and roll back sequestration cuts to defense and domestic investments in a balanced way. No, it's not balanced. It's not balanced. It's more fucking austerity. Their idea of compromise anymore is everything is pushed to the fucking right. When you have fucking Nazi motherfuckers on the right, Tea Party people like Ted fucking I'm a bloated fucking jackass idiot Cruz, and his little fucking sidekick Rand motherfucking dickhead Paul, okay? You have these people demanding that everything be slashed to the fucking bone so people die by the thousands in the goddamn streets, lose their homes, have no fucking food and everything else. They cut food stamps, okay? Which is practically the only benefit that's left in the so-called welfare state that everybody wants to talk about. And cut that so people can't even live on fucking the food that they get through the SNAP program. It's fucking ridiculous. It also does not extend unemployment benefits, which are going to run out like a couple days after Christmas. Thank you very much, lawmakers, for your fucking compromise of selling everybody down the motherfucking river yet again. Okay, let's look at some other things here. Let's see, and what of federal workers and members of the military who will be required to take what is effectively a pay cut in order to pay more for their retirement benefits? Federal workers have sacrificed over $113 billion for deficit reduction since 2011, including a 3-year pay freeze and increased pension contribution for newly hired employees. This figure does not include the up to 8 furlough days caused by sequestration this summer and a 16-day shutdown in October, which resulted in financial hardship and profound anxiety for half the government's workforce and their families. Given these contributions, we are dismayed to learn that increasing the pension contributions and/or changing the retirement formula for current federal employees is on the table. This is simply unacceptable. Well, of course it's unacceptable. Let's make everybody else continue to pay for the fucking excess and greed of the motherfucking CEOs and the goddamn corporations that run this fucking shithole fascist goddamn country. Okay? So, motherfucker, there is no goddamn fucking compromise. This is all a shift to the goddamn total genocidal bullshit of these fuckers who want everybody in this country to have nothing until all of the richest motherfucking quintessential little bit of fuckers at the goddamn top have raped everything out of this motherfucking country, out of your fucking pockets, and raped your fucking life as well. Because if they could take your goddamn soul, they fucking would do it. And they'd make a goddamn financial instrument out of it. But let's talk a little bit more about the wealthy in this country and how they are so put upon. How about a wealthy teen's defense for a deadly drunken driving crash? Affluenza! Well, what an interesting thing. Ethan Couch, 16, avoided prison time after his lawyers offered the affluenza defense. Well, let's see. A Texas judge on Tuesday, which would have been, I guess, this past week, sentenced a wealthy 16-year-old boy to 10 years of probation for a horrific drunken driving crash that killed 4 people and seriously injured 2 others this summer. But it's not the relatively lenient sentence that has people up in arms. It's the apparent reasoning behind it. Here's the ABC affiliate in Dallas with the details of teen's defense. Prior to sentencing, a psychologist called by the defense, Dr. G. Dick Miller, testified that Ethan Couch's life could be salvaged with 1 to 2 years treatment and no contact with his parents. Miller said Couch's parents gave him, quote-unquote, freedoms no young person should have. He called Couch a product of affluenza, where his family felt that wealth bought privilege and there was no rational link between behavior and consequences. He said Couch got whatever he wanted. As an example, Miller said Couch's parents gave no punishment after police ticketed the then 15-year-old when he was found in a park pickup with a passed out, undressed 14-year-old girl. Miller also pointed out that Couch was allowed to drive at age 13. He said the teen was emotionally flat and needed years of therapy. Here, let's see a little bit more. According to police, Couch was going 70 miles an hour in his father's Ford F-350 pickup in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. When he lost control, it started a deadly chain of collisions that claimed the lives of 24-year-old Brianna Mitchell, whose car had taken down on the side of the road, or had broken down on the side of the road, Holly Boyles and her 21-year-old daughter Shelby, who lived nearby and had come outside to help Mitchell, and Brian Jennings, a youth pastor who was also playing the role of Good Samaritan. 2 of the 7 passengers riding in Couch's truck were also seriously injured. Earlier in the night, police say that several of the passengers were caught on camera stealing 2 cases of beer from a local Walmart. At the time of the crash, Couch had a blood alcohol content of 0.24, which is 3 times the legal limit for an adult, and also had traces of Valium in his system, according to police. Hey. So, the answer for people who have no motherfucking responsibility because their parents are motherfucking rich and give them every goddamn thing they ever have in their life. The answer to that, whenever these fuckers have to be held responsible for something, is to not hold them responsible for anything. Since he never learned that from his parents, why, by goodness, this guy doesn't deserve to go to fucking jail, does he? No, he gets to go and have fucking treatment with his fucking probation. And at the same time, I'm sure he's going to be with a 14-year-old girl undressed in a fucking truck where there are no charges pressed. And I'm sure he's going to continue to fucking drink and continue to live his life as if he has no responsibility for anything. Do you want to know why? Because he's not held responsible for anything. And the only fucking reason at all is because this motherfucker is rich and he comes from a rich and privileged family. I'll tell you what, I hope every one of those people sorry and so very sad for your loss. It is such a waste and such a tragedy. I'm sorry for your losses. Everybody who lost someone who was injured with this motherfucker's actions. I hope every one of you sue them to fucking poorhouse and let them see what it's like to feel the justice system that's for the rest of us. That is, you step on a motherfucking crack, you go to goddamn jail. You walk down the street in New York and you happen to have brown motherfucking skin, have the cops fucking stop you and frisk you anytime they feel like it and get their hands all up in your junk. Yeah. Why don't you see what it's like on the other side? See how much you have to take responsibility for your motherfucking life. This is goddamn bullshit. And I want to remind you that this article is from Slate. All right? So Alternate and Slate for both of those. This is a total fucking travesty. A total travesty. Calling this budget a compromise is like saying Hitler compromised with the fucking Jews. And I know that's the Godwin argument, but goddamn it. We have to call things what they are. It's not a compromise. It's a giving everything over to the goddamn austerity agenda to take away every fucking program in this company, in this motherfucking shithole country, I should say, that has any benefit for real fucking people that live in the real fucking world, that do not live in a gated fucking community, do not live in a motherfucking mansion, do not have a 16-year-old son that they give everything to and hold no responsibility for, murders fucking 4 people drunk driving and gets probation and therapy. This is the shithole, fascist, bullshit fucking country we live in right now. And I'm fucking sick of it. Thank you. Good night.